Hey, Facebook, how you doing? Going live here on the Smart Debt Relief Facebook page. Probably gonna get a lot of people going on here right now. Just a lot of hubbub going on. Uh, we actually have a couple people. Hey, how you guys doing? Again, my name is Chris Cupp over here at Smart Debt Relief. And today we're going to go over Q&A weekdays. This is the 11th episode, the 11th version of this. Today we're going to have, let's take a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. The majority of these people put their questions into our info@smartdebtrelief.com email. Email us any questions you have and we'll answer them on this show or on this little segment on here for your Facebook Live. So first and foremost, we have Philip, who we actually spoke to already, but I want to go over this question because we get it a lot. So it says, I keep getting offers for personal loans from random companies in the mail. I never get approved because of a, quote in quotations, high debt to credit ratio. Don't they know that when they send the offer? Question mark. And if debt settlement can actually help me, why don't they just offer it up front? And that's from Philip. Well, good points. You know what I mean? So what happens is the majority of the time, and I can't speak for every company that sends out that mailer, if you're receiving an unsolicited offer for a personal loan and you didn't ask for it, request it, and it's in the mail, just do your due diligence. Make sure you just look up the company, look at the front, look at the back of it. If it shows that they're a lender, where's the money actually coming from, right? Majority of the time there's debt settlement companies, and then we're a debt settlement company here at Smart Debt Relief. One of their main advertising, and actually ran a couple companies in the past, one of our main advertising things was to send out mailers for personal loans. And some people would get qualified for them, but the majority of them wouldn't, and then you would pitch the process of debt settlement. The reason why debt settlement maybe even has a bad name is because of that marketing situation of how to get clients. So debt settlement works. I don't know why. Maybe I do know why. The reason why is no one really likes to talk about their debts. It's funny because we're on Facebook here. We put out a lot of videos. We run some ads on the videos, and we see Facebook gives us the ability to see not the exact person, but we can see who's watching the videos. And what happens is, like, for instance, if we put it out to 5,000 people, and all of a sudden we can see that like 600 of them or 1,000 of them watched 100% of our video. They don't really engage with it. They're not liking it or commenting. They send some messages or emails, or they fill out the information for us to call them on the phone with one of our scheduling apps. But no one really likes to talk about debt. And debt settlement is not a fun process. It's not a process that everyone says, hey, listen, can't wait to wake up in the morning to go to debt settlement, right? The reality is that's because of a financial hardship that you're looking at a debt settlement process. So we only do debt settlement on our side. We did personal loans for a little bit. It's just like a portal where you can just put some information in, and if they qualified for it, we would go over that personal loan with them. If not, we would talk about our process. But the reality is that debt settlement's made for someone who's going through a financial hardship. It's not made for someone who can afford to pay all their bills or pay more than their bills, right? So yes, they do know about the high debt to credit ratio. The majority of them, when you're sending out that information, they do know because they're trying to get you into that debt settlement process. So what we do on our side, which is a little bit different, is we just create content that explains the debt settlement process. It explains the other options that are out there. We put it on our Facebook page. We put it on our Instagram and our YouTube. And you guys have the ability to watch that. So you can watch all these videos and then make your decision at that point, and go to one of our websites, like at smartdebtrelief.com, and then watch the video, and then fill out the information to speak to one of our team members. So yeah, we talked to Philip. He was okay with us putting this question on there, and we explained our exact process on our side. We were able to help him out. So the next question we have here is from Faye. Do the creditors always settle? No, they don't. The majority of the time they do. It really is all dependent on your situation and who the creditor is. We don't put anyone into our process we haven't worked with before. That's the majority of creditors. When creditors don't settle is usually when there's a couple things. If they don't feel that you're in a financial hardship and you're just trying to get out of the debt, they won't settle, or they have a hard time settling at that point. If you took a large cash advances off those credit cards in a short period of time without paying any payments towards those debts, That's another reason why a credit card company maybe not wouldn't settle. But the majority of the time they are settling because they know that you're in a financial hardship, because they can see that all your debts or all your unsecured debts are in the actual process. And you become a high risk at that point to them getting any type of money. So they'll take a certain amount of money just to close that account out and move on. And then send you more offers for credit cards in the future, which is crazy. But thank you for that question, Faye. It leads us to the next question from Jamie. Will I be able to have credit cards again? Yes. Do you want to know? Do you want to get back in this situation? We advise on our side is that when you go through this process, the main thing is what you're doing is getting out of the debts and not relying on credit cards again. Credit card companies will send you offers for new credit cards in the mail because they want to get you back into the situation you're in, by getting on that minimum payment cycle, just making minimum payments towards the interest, never paying down the debts. So to answer your question, Jamie, yes, you would be able to get credit cards in the future again. Okay, next one's from Carl. Does doing debt settlement go on my public records? It doesn't. That'd be like a bankruptcy. Bankruptcies go on public records. I understand the question because getting into a process like debt settlement, a lot of people ask, does anyone, actually goes into the next question. I can answer it for Carl and Janice. The next one is, can the creditors call my work or family? A lot of people think that by getting into a debt settlement process, everyone's going to know about it. Your family could get called, work can get called. The reality is when you get into a situation and you're settling with your creditors, the only people that would know would be yourself, the creditors, and the debt settlement company helping you out. They can call your work, but you just let them know, because there's laws that are out there for you. Just let them know that you cannot receive calls at work from credit cards or from your creditors. Please stop. They should stop at that point. They're not going to call your family. They're going to call the numbers that are on file, which we want you to put our phone number on file so they can call us. And then also maybe your cell phone is going to be on file too. It's just part of the process of getting out and negotiating the debt. Because right now, when you're in a situation of just making minimum payments and you can't afford more, all the leverage is with the credit cards. When you go into a debt settlement process, you're putting the leverage back into your court, because now you're in a situation where you can't afford to pay all your debts, and now they're willing to settle. You get into a situation where you're going to have to deal with some phone calls with the creditors, because the credit card companies are going to call to try to get you back in that minimum payment cycle. They want you to keep making these minimum payments for the rest of your life. So I kind of blended those two questions together. So Carl, it doesn't go on your personal records or your public records. And then Janice, can the creditors call my work or family? They have the ability to call your work, but once you let them know that you cannot receive any calls at your job, it's going to risk your job. Please do not call here again. They cannot call at that point, and they will not call your family. Well, I wouldn't say they wouldn't call your family, but they're not allowed to call your family. It's illegal for them to call your family. So once you get into a process such as debt settlements and we contact the creditors, let them know that you're in the program, in the process, it's a pretty smooth process, just as long as we're keeping our words to them and letting them know we're paying them in a certain period of time, and getting this process all set up for you because of a financial hardship, right? That's the main thing with debt settlement. It's for someone who's going through a financial hardship. What we do is we go and negotiate settlements where we are able to pay less than what you currently owe and resolve the debts and get the debt behind you. That's the main goal of debt settlement. So thank you very much for your questions. I hope I answered them. If I didn't, feel free to email us back again at info@smartdebtrelief.com. We'll be hopefully doing this on a daily basis. I know I've been a little busy. I apologize for that. I've been saying it's going to be every single day. I think we're getting a couple a week, but let's do this every single weekday on our side. So it's not an excuse being busy. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Oh, let me say, if you want to know how we actually do our process on our side, go to smartdebtrelief.com/calendar, and then you can actually watch a video that shows the whole process that we do, and then you can book an appointment with a team member to see if we can help you out, okay? There we go again. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.